So yeah. Was there anything else I forgot? I feel like I talked about one more thing. Holograms. So holograms have been changed in the recent update. Was this pushed, by the way, was this pushed to EA, or was it pushed to was it pushed to experimental, the hologram changes? I don't remember. But anyway, EA. Okay, thanks. So we changed how holograms work, and the reason why we changed why holograms work is because, believe it or not, it's because of performance. It's a quite significant performance reason we did it, and it's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time as well. So let me explain a little bit quickly how that works. So previously, the holograms would work by the mesh, like the model that exists in the world. When you're like using the hologram or the dismantle effect, it would like take the material on the mesh and replace it. The problem with that is that it needs to load in the meshes in the world, because we use an instancing system of how we render things, because that's the way we can render a lot of things at the same time. So we instance a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go into detail and explain how that works exactly, but essentially it's a technique we use to be able to render a lot of stuff at the same time. And the problem with the dismantle effect, when you swap that material out, it needs to exist at some point for every machine. So during load up, it would need to like create an instance of all those material changes, swaps, essentially. This is like the dumbed down version of explaining this, but I know that Ben probably is hearing this like, that's not exactly how it works, but I have to like explain it so that it makes sense for people. But essentially what happened during load is that they needed to like, those like instances needed to exist, and it takes a lot of memory, because what happened was that it was just like, it would load all of this in like the first frames of Satisfactory, and then it would just like remove them because now the instance were, like was there, which is very unnecessary and something that we've this is a dumbed down version. Yeah, computer rendering, like computer graphics rendering, is very, it's super in depth, you guys. Like it's very, like even game developers don't know all the ins and outs. There's a lot that goes into this to be able to render a game. And when it comes to performance improvement and like techniques that we use to like make better rendering, we sometimes have to make trade-offs. And one of the trade-offs that we have today is the holograms. So the way they work now instead is that like they kind of draw the hologram on top of what you're looking at. So when you're looking at like a manufacturer and you want to dismantle it, we now draw like the dismantle hologram on top of that. The problem with, so that's more performant, but it also, the problem with that is that we can't have transparent models anymore. And that's something, I'm not quite sure if we can solve that, but I think that's something we're gonna look into at least. But it'd be like it do. And let's see if I forget anything here. Checking my notes. Or maybe they will include. We're gonna see. I don't know exactly if they're gonna be transparent or not, but I think they're gonna be pretty much like they used to be at some point. But the thing with the holograms and the dismantle effect, they've been broken for a long time with Satisfactory, like even since launch. So this is something that we've been meaning to do for a long time, but we've been like putting it off just because like, who cares about the holograms? Like they work, right? But now we actually notice that, oh shit, there's actually a quite significant improvement if we do change it now. So we've done it now. But the holograms are going to be good at some point. I know that there are some issues with them right now, but we're working on them. We're aware of it. I know that like the directional arrows aren't clear right now. We are aware of that, and we're working on a fix. Some of the colors don't look okay. Like the colors don't look proper. That's something that we've fixed internally, and we're going to push it with the next couple of fixes. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the state of holograms. Let's do a state of holograms for the rest of the stream. Cool. All right, I got that out of my way. So let's talk about Satisfactory, you guys, and I'll answer any questions you guys have, or if there's any other topics you want me to bring up, we will discuss it. Holograms don't disappear properly. That's something that we're aware of, and we're gonna fix it. The holograms are gonna essentially work the same way they did before. Just give us a little time so we can make them work with this new system, essentially.